Welcome back to the deep dive, where we take stacks of information and distill them down to pure knowledge. Today, we are undertaking a massive shift in perspective. We are moving past viewing AI as just a helpful tool, a chat buddy or a clever intern, and looking at it the way the real innovators and, well, the high income earners do, as a genuine autonomous income generating asset.
That is the crucial pivot, isn't it? We are defining the transition from using AI to actually selling AI capacity. It's not just semantics. It's the fundamental difference in your business model. The sources we've pulled from, they provide a complete structured roadmap for making that leap, specifically mapping out monetization across 7 major categories.
Right. And our mission today is to give you a detailed blueprint, a structured path on how individuals, whether you're, say, a freelance teacher, a lawyer, a small business owner, or an entrepreneur, can turn AI agent building skills into real sustainable income streams. We're covering everything from local service contracts, which can give you that immediate income, to, global enterprise models that offer massive scalability.
And that structure is so important. The one our material provides, dividing opportunities into services, digital products, subscriptions. It's invaluable. Most people in the AI space, they struggle with what we call information overload because the applications just seem limitless.
It's too much.
It is. So by categorizing the opportunities, as we're about to do, it helps you understand the feasibility, the required effort, and crucially, the scalability of each model. It lets you choose the right path for where you are right now with your current skills and capital. We're not just listing ideas. We're giving you strategic options.
Absolutely. We're defining exactly how the money changes hands in this new AI economy. And what's fascinating here is that the core idea in our source material isn't really about needing deep programming skills.
Right.
It's more about understanding human and market needs and then strategically packaging your professional expertise with an AI wrapper. Okay, let's unpack this. Let's start with the most immediate path to income, selling agent development as a direct time-for-money service.
Right, we launch immediately into the most accessible income stream, which is selling AI agent development as a service. This is the foundation. It's where most successful AI entrepreneurs get their start before they, move on to more scalable models.
And the sources, they immediately identify where the global action is. The major freelance platforms. We're talking Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, LinkedIn
It's
services.
the usual suspects.
Exactly. These platforms give you massive scale and access to international clients. But, and I love this, the source material also points out an often overlooked goldmine, selling directly to local businesses.
That local focus is so strategic, especially for a new entrepreneur. On the global platforms, you're competing on price with talent from all over the world. But with local sales, you can often command significantly higher prices.
Why is that? Because you're there in person.
Exactly. You can physically meet the client, understand their pain points immediately, and provide a tangible solution right away. You're selling localized efficiency. You're taking manual, tedious tasks off the desk of a business owner who just doesn't have the time or the in-house expertise to do this themselves.
And the variety of services you can offer is huge. It really hits both the technical and the highly creative applications. On a technical side, okay, you're building custom ChatGPT agents, you're building automation workflows, but you could also be designing educational AI tutors for local school districts or legal research agents for small law firms.
Or even content creation pipelines for marketing agencies. The specific niche expertise you bring is what determines the agent's real value.
Let's stick with that content creation pipeline for a second. That isn't just a basic prompt, is it?
Not at all. A professional pipeline involves engineering an agent that first analyzes a client's competition and target audience, then it digests current SEO data, generates a structured article outline in a very specific format, and then it auto-generates, say, 5 unique social media snippets optimized for LinkedIn, Instagram, and X, all in one sequence, structured, and ready for a human to just review and post. That's a complex, custom solution.
Okay, so the sources then provide this really beautiful framework for structuring these service offers. And this is essential, right, for consistent pricing and for managing that client scope creep.
It's critical. They break down the services into 4 distinct package tiers. It's like a clear pricing staircase for the entrepreneur. It defines the complexity and value at each step.
So what's at the bottom of the staircase?
We start with the basic agent. This is your entry-level solution. It's designed to solve one simple, repetitive task. It involves maybe 1 or 2 tool integrations, a simple, defined role. Think of an agent that just summarizes incoming emails and flags the urgent ones. It's a quick win for the client, often priced in the low hundreds, and it serves as a crucial trust builder.
Okay, so a foot in the door. Then what's the next level up?
The next level is the Pro Agent, and this is a pretty significant leap. Now you're integrating maybe 3 to 5 tools, and you are absolutely demanding structured outputs.
So the output has to be formatted, like in a spreadsheet or a specific code format.
Exactly. Maybe a specific JSON format, ready to be immediately imported into the client's existing software. That structural requirement is key to justifying the higher price. It means the agent is integrated much deeper into the client's actual workflow. For example, a pro agent could pull sales data from HubSpot, analyze it against market trends from another API, and then generate a weekly performance report, formatted perfectly for their board meeting slide deck.
Okay, that's a big step up. And then we get to the multimodal agent. The value jumps again here because now the agent is interacting with things beyond just text.
Right. This is where you incorporate vision or audio or maybe even other sensory data. I mean, imagine the applications. An agent for a construction firm that analyzes images of a work site to track compliance and flag safety hazards, and it generates a checklist report on the spot.
Wow.
Or for a dentist, an agent that transcribes a consultation and then generates a draft letter for the patient's insurance company. The ability to process data from the physical world justifies a significant increase in the service fee.
But the apex, the absolute top tier, high value service package is the fully automated business agent. This isn't just a tool anymore, is it? It's like an entire autonomous machine working end to end.
That's the perfect description, and the core insight here is the integration with external service orchestrators. We're talking about combining tools like Zapier plus Make plus a large language model like ChatGPT.
We should probably spend a minute on that because that fusion of tools is what unlocks true business automation.
It really is. Zapier is fantastic for simple, high-volume triggers. If X happens, then do Y. But Make, which used to be called Integromat, it allows for much more complex conditional logic, multi-step routing, and error handling.
So the language model is the brain.
Exactly. The LLM provides the intelligence. It makes decisions, analyzes documents, generates custom replies, while Zapier and Make handle the physical interaction with the client's software ecosystem. They're the hands and feet.
So paint us a picture. How does a fully automated business agent actually work in a high-value niche? Let's say for an accountant who specializes in real estate investment.
Perfect example.
Okay.
An investor emails the accountant a PDF of a new lease agreement. The agent, integrated via Make, gets the email. The LLM analyzes the 50-page PDF, identifies key clauses like rent escalations and maintenance duties, then it checks the tenant's credit score via a third-party API. And then, based on that analysis, that's the conditional logic, it updates the client's financial forecasting spreadsheet, generates a custom risk report in Google Docs, and finally, it triggers an action in Zapier to notify the human accountant on Slack that the report is ready for final review.
So it's done 90% of a paralegal's job in what, 3 minutes?
Exactly. That level of comprehensive, hands-off automation easily justifies fees that cross into the 5 figures.
That transition from a basic agent to that kind of autonomous system, I mean, that's the entire roadmap for income growth right there.
It is. And once you've proven you can build those complex systems, the next logical step, which the sources detail, is to move from building to advising. You get into AI consulting services.
And this catapults you out of the doer category and into the expert strategist space. The material even gives us these professional titles that define this new value. AI automation consultant, AI legal tech consultant, AI education consultant.
AI business strategy consultant. These aren't just fancy names. They signal focused, high-value problem solving. You're selling strategic knowledge now, not just hours of your time. Your deliverables shift completely.
So what are you selling?
You're selling comprehensive AI strategy plans, detailed tool selection advice, helping a client decide if they need a huge model or a smaller, fine-tuned one in implementation supervision. The hardest part of AI adoption for most businesses is redesigning their internal workflows, and that's what the consultant sells, a blueprint for their future.
The ideal clients for this kind of consulting are pretty specific and high value. Schools, law firms, clinics, startups, NGOs, corporate teams. But why do these niches need a specialized consultant? Why not just hire a generalist?
Because these sectors operate under really high stakes. A law firm needs an AI legal tech consultant, not just to save time, but to make sure that using AI for case search is compliant with privacy laws and bar association rules.
Right. The risk is huge.
Huge. A large school system needs an AI education consultant to safely integrate AI tutors without compromising their educational goals. You're selling domain-specific risk mitigation right alongside efficiency gains. That kind of expertise is premium.
Which brings us to a model that's just foundational for sustained service income, selling AI-based automation. This combines the building expertise with a really practical, recurring charging model.
This is a service that makes clients feel like they literally bought time itself. The examples are powerful because they highlight direct, measurable savings. Automating rent default calculations for a property management firm that saves them hours and reduces the risk of human error. Automating tax workflows for accountants or managing social media pipelines. These are direct inputs into a company's bottom line.
Okay, let's focus on the charging model, because this is so critical for making this sustainable for the entrepreneur. A one-time setup fee plus a monthly retainer. How do you justify that high ongoing retainer, especially when the initial setup was already expensive?
That is the strategic challenge of this model. The
Yeah.
setup fee, that compensates you for the complex custom integration in the initial design.
Mm.
But the monthly retainer has to be tied to demonstrable recurring value and service level agreements, or SLAs. You justify the retainer by selling the reliability of the automation. It covers proactive monitoring, API key maintenance, because things break, agent optimization as the underlying models change, and a guaranteed rapid response if the automation fails.
So if the agent saves the accountant, say, $5,000 worth of labor a month, a $1,500 retainer is a bargain for guaranteed uptime.
Exactly, you're selling peace of mind.
Okay, so Section 1 establishes a clear path to high-value service income, but it still requires trading your time. To break that ceiling, we have to move to real scalability. And that brings us to the next stage, scaling income through reusable digital products.
This transition, this is the entrepreneurial sweet spot. Once the asset is created, that time for money exchange pretty much vanishes.
Yeah.
You invest the time once to create the product, and you can sell it infinitely. This is where Section 15.5, selling ready-made AI agents, becomes so essential.
So these are pre-built, packaged agents that solve common, repeatable industry problems. They can be deployed instantly. The examples are great. Legal research agents, specialized education tutor agents, niche medical explainer agents, business planning agents. The key is they're just ready to go.
And you don't need a huge development team to start selling.
Yeah.
The distribution channels are already optimized for this. I mean, your own website is an option, of course,
Yeah.
but you can immediately leverage existing digital marketplaces like Gumroad, Shopify, and Etsy.
I find the inclusion of Etsy fascinating. We usually think of it for, handmade crafts.
Right, but its role here just underscores the universality of this market. You are selling a digital utility, a medical report explainer, right alongside digital planners and creative templates. It completely democratizes the distribution process.
It really does. But for those looking for the absolute lowest barrier to entry, Section 15.6 covers the sale of prompt packs and templates. This is massive globally because you're selling the intelligence needed to effectively communicate with the AI in the first place.
You're selling the instruction manual that guarantees a professional result. It lets people skip the frustration of bad inputs and bad outputs.
But let's get into the technical components that make these packs high-value products, not just, a list of words. That distinction is so critical.
It is. A high-value prompt pack includes system prompt templates. These are the fundamental sort of hidden instructions that define the agent's identity, its tone, its rules. It's the DNA of the interaction. You're selling a stable, predictable persona.
And then, more technically, you're selling JSON schemas. Why is structured output so crucial that a business would actually pay for a specific schema template?
Because structured output is the bridge between the AI and the rest of the business ecosystem. Most legacy software, CRMs, databases, they can't reliably read narrative text. They need data in a predictable format, like a spreadsheet or a JSON file. So by providing a pre-tested JSON schema, you ensure the AI's output is structured perfectly every single time, ready to be fed directly into an inventory system or a financial modeling tool. You're selling compatibility and reliability.
You're also including SOPs for agents, standard operating procedures, which basically operationalizes the expertise, and these very specific business templates, like for a lesson plan or a business plan or a marketing funnel.
And a high-quality business plan template isn't just a basic set of prompts. It's a sequence. It forces the agent to analyze SWOT factors, define market segments, calculate financial projections based on user input, and then present the whole thing in a standardized, investor-ready format. You are selling a polished, automated business analyst.
So moving up the value chain in digital products, we have Section 15.7, which covers AI course creation. If you have the expertise, teaching others is infinitely scalable and can be highly profitable.
And the course themes here show a real mastery of market segmentation. You have your foundational courses for the masses, AI agents for beginners, but the real money is in the specialized vertical courses, AI for lawyers, AI for teachers, AI for startups. The audience there is willing to pay a premium because they're buying a direct line to a professional advantage.
And the example of an AI school for kids, that taps into a massive globally concerned parent demographic. You're selling future literacy, packaged as a fun educational product.
And the monetization methods allow you to earn repeatedly from the same core content. You can have your direct course sales, sure, but you can also establish robust membership communities around the course for monthly income. You can offer paper module access, which lowers the barrier to entry for people. And then the most lucrative path, developing and selling high-value corporate training packages, licensing your course content to entire companies.
Okay, so we've covered immediate services and scalable one-time digital products. Now, let's talk about the engine of true financial stability, recurring revenue.
This section is all about building income that renews automatically. It's about creating high predictability in your financial life. We start with membership communities in section 15.8.
What's the continuous, compelling value proposition that keeps members subscribed every month? I mean, in a field that changes so fast, how do you prevent churn?
You sell ongoing utility and access. Members are paying for monthly updated agents, meaning you're constantly refining and upgrading the tools. A comprehensive resource library, premium content that's not available publicly, scheduled coaching calls for troubleshooting, and organized AI study groups.
So the core value is speed and currency.
Exactly. In a field that changes weekly, members are paying you to keep them ahead of the curve, to minimize their own research time.
And I appreciate that the sources list really accessible platforms: Patreon, Circle, Notion for your documentation, and even just leveraging existing social structures like WhatsApp or Telegram groups for that immediate, intimate community feel.
It shows you don't need to spend 6 months building a custom app. You can start generating recurring revenue this afternoon using tools that are already out there. And moving beyond community, section 15.9 details subscription-based AI agents.
This model relies on providing high-frequency, valuable content delivered automatically by an agent on a schedule. This solves a huge problem: content fatigue.
It does. You're selling actionable intelligence delivered straight to the client's inbox or their dashboard. And look at the specific content examples. Monthly research summaries tailored to a niche field, weekly legal updates specific to, say, Californian regulatory changes, or monthly business strategy updates customized to a client's industry. These reports are time-sensitive and actionable.
The example of the daily Quranic lessons is particularly insightful. It really expands the potential market beyond the typical corporate or legal use cases. But how does an agent deliver a truly high-value, personalized lesson every day?
Well, the agent isn't just pulling scripture from a database. It's designed to dynamically personalize the delivery. It tracks the user's engagement history, it adapts the complexity of the lesson based on their past performance, and it even accounts for the user's local time zone for delivery. It can integrate personalized reflections or context based on contemporary issues, making the subscription feel less like an automated delivery and more like a dedicated, individualized spiritual mentor. That customization is what turns a simple content delivery system into a high-value, sticky service.
That recurring, personalized intelligence is the foundation of long-term sustainability. And the final model in this section, section 15.7, is the highest value end of the service spectrum, the done-for-you services, or DFY.
DFY is the ultimate premium concierge service. It's not consulting. It's end-to-end implementation and delivery. You had a great analogy earlier. If consulting is building a cake, DFY is designing the entire automated bakery, sourcing the ingredients, training the staff, and handing over the keys to a perfectly optimized operation.
The examples here really showcase the scale. A full automation setup for an entire law firm, a bespoke AI dashboard for a mid-sized corporation, or an AI learning platform deployed across a whole school system. These are massive infrastructure projects.
Which demands the most robust charging structure, a high one-time fee combined with a critical ongoing maintenance fee. The initial fee covers the intensive deep work, the consulting, the custom agent development, the rigorous testing, data migration, comprehensive staff training.
But when you charge a massive initial fee, the client needs absolute clarity on what that ongoing maintenance fee provides. How do we justify that continuous expense beyond just simple bug fixes?
We have to emphasize proactive management. The maintenance fee is justified by continued system optimization, making sure the agents stay current with the latest model changes, API management, security auditing, and the necessary customization as the client's business evolves. It's not about fixing what breaks. It's about continually improving the system to maintain its competitive edge. This establishes a multi-year strategic relationship. You move from being a vendor to an indispensable partner.
Okay, so we've built up from individual services to scalable products and now to sustainable subscriptions. Now let's step back and look at the biggest game of all. Scaling beyond individual efforts into full business structures, the enterprise path. Here's where it gets really interesting.
Section 15.11 discusses building a full-fledged AI agency model. This is the leap from a freelancer selling hours to a systematized business selling repeatable high-margin solutions.
So what are the core offerings of an agency? How does it move beyond just basic consulting?
The offerings are comprehensive, and they're focused on large-scale integration. An agency provides automations, bespoke agent development, large-scale chatbot systems, corporate training and workshops, and critically, RAG-based knowledge systems.
RAG, that's retrieval augmented generation. This is the technology that builds enterprise trust, isn't it? For listeners who need a refresher, what exactly is RAG and why is it so essential for corporate clients?
RAG is essential because corporations have massive amounts of proprietary, sensitive data, millions of internal legal documents, confidential patient records, internal research. They cannot afford to upload this data to a public language model. RAG allows the AI agent to access, retrieve, and synthesize information from that secure, internal knowledge base without sending the sensitive data outside the company's secure environment.
So the company keeps control of its data, keeps it secure, but the agent gains powerful, specific knowledge to answer complex questions. That addresses the two biggest enterprise fears, security and hallucination.
Exactly. RAG grounds the agent's response in verifiable company documents, so the output is accurate and trustworthy. But the most insightful part of this agency model, as detailed in the source material, is the meta-level application. The specialized agent roles you use internally to run the business itself.
Oh, this is fascinating. You're using AI to sell and deliver AI services. This minimizes overhead right from day one. So what are these internal AI employee roles?
They define the automated backbone of the business. First, you have the lead generation agent. It's tasked with monitoring potential client feeds, identifying qualified leads, and initiating first contact. Second, the sales agent. It's designed to manage communication flows, generate customized proposals based on the lead criteria, and handle follow-up sequences.
Which means your human sales team only deals with highly qualified, high-conversion leads.
Precisely. Then you have the delivery agent, which monitors project milestones, tracks client communication to make sure nothing is missed, and manages the workflow for the human team. And finally, the client support agent, handling routine inquiries, providing documentation links, and performing that first-level triage for troubleshooting. The human employees are left to handle only the high-complexity creative work and the client relationship management.
That internal structure is the real key. You're essentially minimizing HR costs and maximizing efficiency by automating core business functions from the very beginning. That's a massive insight for any startup founder.
Now let's contrast that service-focused agency model with the next one, the AI product startup in section 15.1, which is purely software-focused.
Right, this involves building a proprietary platform. You're moving from bespoke service delivery to mass-market software as a service, or SaaS. The examples are instantly recognizable. An AI legal research platform used by hundreds of firms, an AI tax filing system for thousands of small businesses, an AI educational tutor portal used by millions of students globally. When you enter the startup world, you are entering the capital game. While you can bootstrap, this path often requires significant early capital for development and marketing because you're competing against established software players. But the potential returns are exponential.
And what are the revenue models that support a potential billion-dollar valuation here?
They are the classic SaaS strategies, all designed for scale. You have your standard subscription fees for end users, high-value corporate licensing for large firms, a per-user fee model that scales with the client's growth, and the most valuable, high-margin API access. This allows other developers to integrate your specific, refined agent functionality, your secret sauce, into their services.
Finally, we see this clever bridge between service and product in section 15.13, white label AI solutions.
This is a mechanism for passive high-margin income that's based purely on licensing. The creator retains all the intellectual property and ownership of the underlying tech, while the client licenses the solution, rebrands it, and deploys it as if it were their own proprietary software.
So, section 15.14, focuses on AI masterclasses and workshops. These are the large group formats designed for maximum knowledge transfer in a short period.
The formats are crucial for audience segmentation and pricing. You have focused one-day workshops for immediate skill transfer, intensive three-day boot camps for deep dives, and then more sustained four-week training programs for comprehensive skill building.
And the most lucrative part is the customized corporate training. I mean, if you can train 50 paralegals at a major firm in a single week on how to integrate RH agents into their workflows, you're commanding serious premium fees. You're immediately improving the productivity of 50 highly paid employees.
Which logically leads to the ultimate premium model in Section 15.1 for an AI coaching programs. This is personalized one-on-one mentorship. It's the highest ticket item you can sell as an individual.
Okay, so what specifically justifies the premium rate for this personalized mentorship? What is the client actually paying for?
They are paying for sustained success coaching and accountability. This includes weekly guidance calls where you discuss strategy, accountability check-ins to ensure project progress, rigorous project reviews, and direct agent building supervision. The client isn't paying for generic advice. They're paying for a mentor to guide them step by step through the successful launch of their own revenue-generating agents or their internal business automation projects. It's personalized implementation support that lets them bypass months of trial and error.
We've thoroughly mapped out the monetization structures. Now let's drill down into Section F, which brings immediate practical realism by focusing on specific industry verticals. This is where we see exactly how these models translate into real-world business opportunities. Let's start with a field defined by documents, complexity, and high cost. Law and Judiciary, Section 15.1c.
This sector is just so ripe for disruption because the human labor is expensive and often very repetitive. While standard research agents and drafting agents are foundational, the real money is in building highly specialized systems. Think of a bespoke case search database built with RRID for a firm specializing in, say, environmental law. These systems allow lawyers to query decades of specialized internal case history instantly.
And the high-value automation that really jumped out at me, the notifications interpretation agent, that sounds like pure risk mitigation.
It is, and that's why firms will pay significantly for it. In regulatory environments, firms constantly get these complex bureaucratic notifications from government bodies about compliance changes or new rulings. These documents can be dense and obscure. An agent built specifically to ingest these notifications, interpret their immediate legal impact, and flag the necessary actions to the compliance team is saving the firm from massive potential fines or missed deadlines. You're selling insurance, packaged as an agent.
Pivoting to a sector with massive global scale, Section 15.1 SEM focuses on the education sector.
The demand here is intense internationally because AI agents offer scalable, personalized teaching resources that are just unavailable through traditional means. The products listed like AI-powered digital school packages imply a full curriculum framework supported by integrated AI systems.
Let's focus on the practical tools, though. We have teacher assistant agents for administrative tasks, but the student learning dashboards seem like the real innovation.
The dashboards move way beyond silly grading. An AI agent can manage individualized curricula for thousands of students at the same time, providing tailored exercises based on each student's proficiency gap, generating bespoke assessments, and tracking progress against long-term goals. It's far beyond what a single human teacher can manage. A major use case internationally is language training, an agent that acts as a 24/7 conversational tutor, adapting its vocabulary and complexity instantly based on the student's fluency level.
Next, we move to healthcare, Section 15.18. This area is complex due to privacy regulations, but the efficiency gains are vital for improving patient care and clinic management.
In healthcare, the agents focus heavily on clarity and operational efficiency. Report explainer agents are invaluable for patients, simplifying complex medical jargon and test results, which reduces patient anxiety and frees up physician time. Patient instruction agents can manage pre-op or post-op instructions, provide follow-up reminders, and answer FAQs, which ensures high compliance and reduces hospital readmission rates.
And tying back to those high-end service models, we have clinic workflow automation.
This is a perfect application for that DFY, the done-for-you service model, automating everything from patient intake handling forms, insurance checks to billing, scheduling, inventory management, all orchestrated by a network of specialized agents. An efficient clinic can see more patients and reduce errors, making this automation a critical investment.
And finally, Section 15.12 covers media and content, which is inherently geared toward creative automation and rapid asset generation.
This is a field where speed is currency. We're seeing examples like podcast automation agents that handle transcription, generate summary show notes, identify key quotes, and even create timestamp chapter markers automatically. We also have YouTube script agents, thumbnail design agents that can generate 50 options for A/B testing in an instant, and full social campaign generators that adapt messaging across multiple platforms while sticking to brand guidelines.
So these agents aren't just generating basic text, they are generating high-quality, optimized, tangible media assets that drive direct revenue for creators and marketers.
The efficiency gain is staggering. Imagine a small media company needing 20 optimized image assets, 5 blog posts, and a full social media schedule generated and ready for review by 8 a.m. This is exactly what these agents deliver. They turn hours of agency work into minutes of review.
That brings us to our final section, pulling all these threads together to understand the global marketplace and synthesizing the 7 major paths we've just discussed.
Given the global nature of these digital services and products, it's essential to consolidate the platforms where you can start selling immediately. Section 15.20 provides a great list of the commercial distribution channels where you can monetize worldwide.
We have the digital product specialists for templates and ready-made agents, Gumroad and Etsy. Then the major freelance marketplaces for services and consulting, Fiverr, Upwork, and LinkedIn services. And the dedicated e-commerce platform, Shopify, which is perfect for selling subscription-based agents.
And we mustn't forget the education and community hubs, Udemy and Coursera, which provide professional pathways and corporate visibility for courses. YouTube is still the single best platform for building brand authority and driving traffic to your subscription models, and Patreon is the classic choice for membership communities. This list just confirms that the infrastructure is ready for you right now.
So now, let's tie it all together with the synthesis in section 15.21. We have navigated a massive detailed roadmap, moving from trading time all the way up to scaling an enterprise. The source material categorizes this entire ecosystem into 7 core types of monetization.
This serves as your final framework. These 7 categories, they cover the entire spectrum of income generation for AI agents. 1. Services, direct consulting and building custom agents. That's time for money. 2. Products. Selling reusable agents and prompt packs that scale through assets. 3. Subscriptions, recurring content delivered by agents, sustainable passive income.
4 is training, high-value workshops, courses, and coaching, monetizing your expertise. 5, automation, the high-end DIY services and full workflow setups, premium recurring revenue.
6 is licensing, the white label solutions, which is passive income from your IP. And finally, 7, enterprise integration, building full agencies or dedicated startups. That's maximum scale.
That roadmap is comprehensive, and more importantly, it's actionable. And the final implication from the source material is the most empowering part. It's that it is absolutely possible to build a thriving business or a full-fledged AI agency using only the skills and structured models we've outlined here.
It's a blueprint for economic independence. The complexity of the task is handled by the AI agents themselves, and the complexity of the business operation is handled by the strategic structure provided in these sources. The required skill is not coding. It is strategic thinking and market knowledge. #outro.
So what does this all mean for you? The core takeaway has to be that monetizing AI agents is less about, arcane technical programming and more about strategically packaging your existing professional expertise, your knowledge in legal, in teaching, in medical compliance or business strategy, and just wrapping it in an AI interface. The agent is merely the highly efficient, scalable delivery mechanism for your high-value knowledge. You are selling customized solutions, not lines of code. That repositioning of expertise is the ultimate key to unlocking these income streams. And that brings us to the final provocative thought we want to leave you with, building on that profound insight from the agency model. Given the depth of these monetization options, especially the concept of an agency that uses AI to run its own lead generation, sales, and delivery pipelines, is the most valuable AI agent you create the one you sell to a client, or is it the internal agent you create to run your own sales and delivery pipeline?
Something to ponder as you start building your own self-optimizing business structure.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us for the deep dive. We'll catch you next time.